goes for this one? So we have 2 people, right? So you don't think this is correct, huh? This is not the right diet.
It looks really bad, but probably it is.
Okay, how many of you think this is a good diet? Okay, many of you think that this is a good diet. This is not a good diet, right? And I think most of you are actually correct. Most of you are correct. And this is exactly what their machine learning program projected. And there's a lot, like machine learning is exactly the same technology that is involved in online shopping. For example, when you buy something on eBay or Amazon, it actually studies your pattern. It just notes which side you want to go, and then it advertises. And this is exactly the same technology that scientists kind of work with. So they collect a lot of data from people, like, because in 1 week, say you have like 26 meals, right? And they kind of measure all the postprandial glucose responses, feed them into, for example, in their algorithms, and they can predict exactly like an expert, like you all could predict what is a good diet. The algorithm is even more powerful at times, and it can really predict which diet is the best diet suited on a particular human beings. And it is not just considering a random thing. It is based on actually 16S RNA sequencing, because the microbes have this, or all the prokaryotes or the microbes have unique rRNAs, which are called 16S rRNAs. And yeah, they also take your blood samples, measure different levels of the protein components in the blood, and also they take your body measurements and things like that. And based on this, they did this analysis. Right? And with this, I would say that thank you for your attention. And these are the general, because he asked me to give you some tips, and I don't want to give a very generic tip, because the tip should be very customized for different individuals. But there are some practices that I think every one of you can adapt to have a healthy lifestyle. And why I did write eat like you drink and drink like you eat. It's not just catchy, it's actually true. What I mean by that is we have a habit, when we are hungry, we eat a huge amount of food, right? Like we just eat. But when you eat like you drink, that means like you really need to chew your food till it becomes liquid in your mouth. And then you because there's a purpose that we have, nature has given us saliva, and the saliva is actually full of a lot of digestive enzymes. And you should really, really focus on chewing. More chewing of the food will also lead to a better digestion. And there's the brain works in a way that you can chew for a particular time. And if you have to chew more than what is required, you will already feel I'm satisfied, I'm satiated, I'm no more hungry. So more chewing can make you fill or fulfill your hunger with less food, and that is a good habit to inculcate. And when I say drink like you eat, that is you should also have good drinking habits. You should have time. I have an app which always reminds me to tell when to drink, because many a times we ignore drinking. We don't ignore drinking alcohol for sure. We ignore drinking water, right? And you should also drink on time. Okay, at this particular times I will have this much of water, but in short intervals you should always keep yourself hydrated. So eat what suits you and not what is most marketed. And this is very, very important, because the best foods, I think when I met Anna, she was just telling that the best food is actually never on TV, right? But yeah, exactly, because they don't need to market. So there's a lot of things that that is available naturally, and I think people are now realizing already that you don't need to really spend a lot to eat healthy, but you just need to know what is good for you. And yeah, I know I'm in Germany and I can be killed for that, because I also consume a lot of, say, Weiss wine. What's that? Weiss wine. No, not Weiss wine. Weiss beer. Weiss beer. Yeah, exactly. Because and in the Indian belly it doesn't suit, because you just grow your belly with a lot of Weiss wine. So avoid it if you could. Once in a while you can have it, but there's no safe level of alcohol, and that is already published. So it's proven that alcohol will never kind of give you any advantage. Fasting helps, so inculcate this as a habit. So intermittent fasting is actually very, very good for your health, and how it helps is it induces autophagy within your cells. Autophagy is a process, in general terms I can tell you this is more like a cleansing mechanism, right? Like your protein, all the degraded proteins, they go ubiquitination and they have to kind of, the cell has to get rid of this, right? And autophagy is a mechanism by which you get rid of all these unwanted degraded proteins. And when you do fasting, you stimulate autophagy within your body. And this is like proven across species that calorie restriction is the best thing for life extension. So if you can practice fasting, perhaps we all know that in many traditions, like in Indian traditions, that it is known that women will fast on different occasions. I came to know also in Germany, people do fast for Easter. For example, they don't take, say, meat or something like that. So correct me if I'm wrong, but they have these fasting traditions in different cultures also. And also like in Islam, they have like a whole Ramadan, where they kind of do a whole intermittent fasting. But what I don't like is that, after they have this intermittent fasting, they kind of eat like I don't know, like a horse or like a cow. Yeah. They kind of eat so much that I don't know whether it's beneficial. So you can practice intermittent fasting, or just say once in a week you can just do whole complete fasting. And it's really good. You feel fresh. I mean, Tassilo is one who is practicing 5 days a week, intermittent fasting, right? Yeah. So just by skipping a breakfast also, it is like you're in. But do it in a correct way. Read it, know more about it, and there I think your life can really help in the coming days, where it can disseminate information about how to do correct intermittent fasting, because many a times we don't know the real rules of fasting and we kind of stress our body. So that's also not good. Cultivate great relation. Sorry. Before that, I think turmeric, ginger, chilies are good. So once in a while you can go to a good Indian restaurant and have some or have some Indian friend who cook more healthy, And all these herbs or all these spices are actually really healthy. And I and Rokul came in contact through LinkedIn, where I was like telling something about turmeric or curcumin, I think, right? And that's how we got in touch. So there are some spices, like for example ginger. Ginger is also very good. It has gingerol. So all these spices, you can learn about it. Try to make use of it in your daily routine. Like for example, many Germans ask me, why all Indian food looks the same, like of yellow or golden color? Because exactly, everyone's asking that, because we basically add turmeric in everything. It's most of the things we have this turmeric. So that is also, I think, good for your metabolism and things. You can apply that. Cultivate great relationships. Many times people don't realize the importance of great relationships. Perhaps you could all see on Facebook Live the same talk, right? But it's important to be, present physically, because this kind of, the human touch is essentially very, very important, because we are all social animals, and great relationships will always benefit you. When it comes to the most important thing also is exercise and meditation, because as I said, lifestyle is very important, and if you can meditate, I think this will help you in a similar way that from analogical terms, you eat a lot of food and then you have to go to the bathroom in the morning to just excrete what the best thing is. Similarly, you have a lot of thoughts the whole day, right? The whole day you interact with good and bad people, you have good and bad thoughts coming inside your brain. But then there's a lot of lot to be excreted also from your brain, because there's a lot of accumulation, right? A lot of, say, from bad experiences or many things, you meet some guy who you don't like or whatever. There can be numerous reasons, and you need to get rid of this. You need to have a process by which you can also cleanse your brain. I think meditation is good in that, where it can help you calm down and get rid of all the bad thoughts. And above all, take out time to do more of what makes you happy. I'm just giving an example. I came all the way from Mannheim just to meet you all guys and meet Rope and Tassilo for their founded Grow Life. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for putting this very complex topic into easy to digest words, and also for revealing this insight on the microbiome. For me, this was really like the main takeaway for today, and also for framing it in this holistic approach of taking everything else also into account. So, well, now we open up for a question and answer session, and